We're here at Anchor Records, live and direct in Jamaica. This is DJ 745, standing beside Indy Allen, an artist that we've had the pleasure of hearing acoustically on our time here in Jamaica. Welcome to the viewers here at World of Reggae.
Much love and respect, man. Much love and respect, World of Reggae, and welcome.
Well, we're really excited to hear more about the works because we've been blown away by some of the music that we've heard from yourself, but we want to know a little bit more about you as a person. Now, I know that you grew up in Montego Bay, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I was born and raised in Montego Bay. Come to Kingston in 2011 to pursue my musical dreams, and it's been a journey from there. So Moby man never know nothing about live music or music per se in general until I came to Kingston. So I started to get deeper into the whole roots of music and seeing live musicians. At first, one of the first band I see when I came to Kingston was Pentatush, and that made me fall in love with live music immediately. So journey has been nothing but forward from there.
What was your first experiences of coming into Kingston as a musician or an aspiring musician?
Alright, so the first experience that I remember is being on the 2011 Digital Rising Stars competition. I was placed fourth in that competition, and then after that competition I started school here. So that's when I made the move from Mobay. So I never go back home. So I spent about 5 years honing my skills, singing. I was in a band called Fusion as well, and we did a lot of shows here and there in Kingston around the local circuit, and that made me see a lot that music had to offer in terms of me sharing the message that I had and what I had to say, and just sharing the love of music with the people around. It gave me that opportunity.
Okay, so let's just take it back a moment. You mentioned Digicel Rising Stars. Now, we have competitions like the X Factor in the UK, which are an equivalent. How easy or hard was it to get to that fourth spot?
Well, it was hard, as in it took a lot of hard work, because remember before that I never really knew certain things like about key and everything, and so I was really, really new to this whole theoretical aspect and the whole TV land, things that TV require you to do, and how to look and how to perform and stuff on TV. I just went in the competition with raw talent in terms of just having the love for the music and having the love to sing, and I worked hard at every week them give away hints and suggestions to make us better, and it was a really cool competition. I learned a lot from it, so that was a stepping stone in terms of my growth musically.
I mean, I guess that, a competition like the Digicel Rising Stars is about, creating a raw talent, somebody that has that power and the voice to sing, but then honing some of the other skills that go around it, right?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely got some of that. And then when I went to school as well, I learned more also being in the band. So it was like, Digital Rising Stars and school, then the band, and then here I am now. It's almost like a world of knowledge, learning from those three instances where I got hands-on experience from just being in a particular type of circle or situation, or a whole vibe of what the competition was, what being in a band is like, what being in a music school is like. So it was just whole heap of learning and honing the skills and things.
Now, whilst you were part of the Fusion band, you released one single which was entitled Rocky Road. But how did you actually collaborate with the other members of Fusion? How did that link up first come about?
Alright, so Mr. Fletcher, I remember, 2012 I think, Mr. Fletcher, one of my mentors.
This is Michael Fletcher, right?
Yes. Mr. Mikey Fletcher, Firebase.
Okay.
So he knew us, from in the school and thing. He came to Edna and he wanted to basically give back to the future, because him having a world of knowledge as well as a musician. Him come Edna and him say, aspiring, talented youths like us. Him decide say, boy, him wouldn't work with us. So we were in a class together and we decided to, form a band, and he mentored us for the 4 years that we were at Edna for. And Basically, um, learning from everybody in the band, it was a really unique experience because everybody, that's how we even came up with the name Fusion, because everybody kind of had different styles and different way of thinking, and that contributed to my growth tremendously. So I always give thanks for my experiences along my journey. It was a wonderful time.
Edna Manley, that seems to be like a musical breeding ground for so much new talent. Now, you said that you spent 4 years there. So what years were you actually at Edna Manley for?
Alright, so 2011 would be called pre-qualifying year, so PQ. So it's 5 years, but really 4. So you have 2011 and I left in 2016. So it would be 2011, 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that would be the 5 years.
Okay. You mentioned Mr. Michael Fletcher as being one of your mentors. Which other names stand out? Because I know that there are so many great teachers at Edna Manley, but if there was some one or two other names that you really sort of stand out in your mind today as we're talking that have really taught you what you know so far?
I would say I learned a lot from Ibo Cooper. Him being instrumental in Third World, he had a lot of knowledge to impart on us young bands as well. Maurice Garden. What else again? Michael Sean Harris, vocal lecturer. It was just a whole camaraderie of influencers who everybody had their little part to play. For say, all right, me take a little bit there from her, me take a little bit there from him, and kind of just form everything together and just make it work. So.
Is it quite a formal sort of like teaching program at Edna Manley in terms of where you have like actual lectures and classes?
Well, yeah, it was formal, but I appreciated the experience that Mr. Fletcher gave us because the formality of the school, he went outside of that, and he always did that to make sure that we got the real cultural experience, the real life. Him always say, real world different from school thing. So he always provided us with that opportunity to showcase what we were working on and have real interactions with the people and not just peers and lecturers and stuff. So I always give thanks to Mr. Fletcher for that.
And you've also been mentored by somebody else in the music industry, Mikey Bennett. How did that collaboration, how did you two get to actually meet?
Alright, so at the end of school, he came to one of our classes one day and he told us about this songwriting workshop that he had. And me and one of my other peers, basically, we decided to take up the offer to go to this songwriting workshop. So me, Jamila, and some other people in the class, they kind of say, them not sure or anything. But I know that this is the great Mikey Bennett. So I said, boy, I can't make this offer pass me. So I go spend time in the songwriting workshop. We became, like mentee, mentor, relationship start grow and thing, and I realized that I had a lot to learn from this great person in the industry. So, I stuck it out, I stuck by, listened to everything that he had to say, and basically we have that relationship now where we can just pick up the phone and call him and say, Uncle, what do you think about that song here? And him say, yo, yeah man, indie. Like he was the person who told me out of the collection of songs that I had unreleased before that, he thought that Catch a Fire would have been the one to lead out with, and it was a good choice. Yeah, it was a good choice. As in seeing everything that happened after. When him say, yeah man, indie, me think say Catch a Fire the one if I put out first, And he has helped in any way, shape or form. He can help from along the way. So I mean, much respect to Uncle Bennett, Give thanks, man.
So your first official single was released early in 2018. On the back of Catch a Fire, we saw you live and direct in Europe as well, in Belgium. What was your first experiences of performing in Europe like?
Belgium was a surreal experience. Being outside of Jamaica and seeing how, other people consume our culture, the love that they have for reggae music, the King's music, and just being there in that energy and in that vibe. Robert can tell you, like, it was just amazing to see and share that moment with everybody. New faces, new people, new culture, new everything. I can't say any other word but surreal, for no say. the music here impacts so many lives, not just here but worldwide.
Of course.
So we have to give thanks for the power of the music, the King's music, and continue sharing the love, Jah love.
I mean, one thing that I'm noticing now in more recent years is that, you know, whilst we've got sort of like musical hotbeds like UK and Europe, obviously Japan, Africa, also places where I don't ever imagine reggae music to have so much power, like South America, the Far East, like Indonesia, Malaysia, it's growing bigger and bigger.
Yeah, man. I hear there is a huge reggae influence in Brazil as well. So, I mean, once again, you know, the truth can't be denied, you know, and reggae music is the King's music. So once you have a message like that, which is the truth, people are gonna gravitate towards. There's always going to be a thirst for righteousness, you know, and people are gonna want to hear that. So the influence, it are gonna keep growing.
Now, we've talked about your first solo single, Catch a Fire. You've also been working with somebody out of America, Zeke Stern, the Green Lion Crew. How did that come about, that link up?
You know, I said the power of the internet. Power of the internet, man. I remember one day me and my brethren we did a talk and thing. I talked about some plans I want to make, and you know, we discovered Zeke online and we reached out to him, and you know, the connection make from this. So he sent us some rhythms, and that rhythm that you hear, you know, Jah love, and that was one of the rhythm them when he sent and recorded thing. And it was just straight magic from there, knowing say we use the power of the internet for connect, you know, me there all the way in Jamaica and him there all the way over there, and it's almost like it was just a great moment for know say we can reach out to these people from, you know, different walks of life, different cultures, and still work in a real time just by a click of a button. So yeah, man, Zeke, big up yourself, man.
I mean, that's a big rhythm track, and it's still doing big things at the moment. It's still kind of, it hasn't reached its full potential right now.
5-star, Jesse Royal, Kumar, King Mas. Yeah, man, it's a really great project, man. So you can check it out. They're on Spotify, SoundCloud, all them things, YouTube. It's a great project, and you know, we just have to give thanks to Zeke, because I mean, down here, it's kind of different in terms of like when you're working with certain producers, or sometime for us young talent, kind of hard for getting a certain spaces to say, alright, you know, we want to work with this producer or that producer, but sometimes we don't get that opportunity. So really give thanks to the people who open up them hearts and them minds and them hands and willing, you know, for work with us and share the love and things. So yeah, man, give thanks.
Okay, so the question that all the viewers have on their minds now, what is to come now for 2019 from Indie Allen?
2019. Alright, so I have a mixtape that I'm working on that's going to be released the 23rd of this month. It has 12 tracks on it, and I really wanted to do this project to introduce myself to everybody who don't know who Indie is as yet, and doing it in a way that it showcases, you know, the versatility of who Indie is. Because a lot of people will, then we hear Indie and them say, oh, them just put me in a box and say, oh, it's just a particular type of singer and him just sing about that. Or, but, you know, I have things I want to talk about. I have a message, and there are different ways that message can be put out there. So the mixtape is that kind of body of work that showcases multifaceted Indie in a way that you get these messages at the same time. Showcase, oh, this you with him, you know, him have this away, or him can deliver this and him can do that. So we can't really know what to expect from Indie still, you know, in terms of, no, we could take him back out of the box and just say, oh, this person is just a great musician, you know, and that's what we wanted to achieve with the mixtape.
Just remind us again, what is the name of that mixtape?
Indie. Simply Indie.
Nice and simple.
Reintroduction for those who know me before, and for those who never know me, Indie.
Well, we're definitely going to be looking out for that. Is there any plans to do any tours in the summer months?
I should be going to Canada by the end of March, and I am going to be touring in the winter. So, yeah, those two travel plans for the rest of the year.
Okay. Cool. Well, look, we give thanks for your time today. A message to the people that have heard the works of Indy Allen and those maybe that are hearing your voice for the first time today?
Well, just know say Jah is love and salvation is still attainable. That are the two most important things where I don't want to tell anybody. Just believe and trust in God and know say Jah is love and salvation is still attainable.
We give thanks for your time today. One love.
Much love and respect.